What is good, my people, my peeps? Welcome in, welcome in. I am going to do a somewhat sort of quick live stream tonight. And this is basically focusing on the ladies, okay? Hey, lady, mm, are you in a safe place? Huh? Are you? Are you in a safe place on these internet streets? And do you even know what a safe place is? You know, we have given up so much of us as women, and we want to be accepted into certain places, be make friends with people, mingle, and just have a good time on social media, right? But are you in a safe place? That's the question for tonight, and we're going to talk about it. So let me make sure everything is up and running. We're going to go and do some housekeeping really quick. So, yeah, I need you to think about that. Ask yourself, are you in a safe place on social media? It's very important for you to know and understand what that means because it can be detrimental to your well being, right? And we're going to definitely talk about it. You know, energy harvesting is it's a real thing. Um, and you, as ladies, you are hearing about this energy harvesting and this destiny swapping and things of that nature, right? But if you understand that a lot of that is really a confusion spell. That's right. Um, Hold on, guys. I'm trying to get over here so I can check the audio, make sure I'm coming in loud and clear. Okay. So a lot of that is a confusion spell. There has been for some years now a lot of pointing of the finger, blaming women for everything that has gone wrong pretty much in this world, you know, especially black women. There has been a lot of finger pointing. Um, and I know, I definitely can tell you when I started seeing the finger pointing is when the gender wars broke out, right? And that's when I started seeing a lot of the finger pointing, and it was pointing to black women and how black women have destroyed and tore down our our culture, right? And so I want to say it's a balance. It's a mixture. It was not just the black woman, right? But the weight of the world is being put on the black woman. It has been it has been a confusion spell, and it's sad that the women have not run the world, right? Think about it. Follow me if you will. Women have not run the world. We have not run for the majority. We have not run. We have not been the presidents of the countries. This is just now coming into play that women are trickling into higher political powers. But for the most part, men have run the world, right? So let me double check. Follow me if you will. Women have not run. Okay, yeah. All right, so good. We're good to go. Okay, so as you come in the building, go ahead and hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I would appreciate it. So, women have not run the world. So, you might ask yourself, especially if you're in the black community, African American, Israelites, whatever you like to be labeled as. And y'all don't think I've been sweating. This is a nighttime routine. I put a little serum on, okay? We got to work things out over here. So women have not run the world, but women are being blamed, especially black women are being blamed for the breakdown of the family structure, community, and things of that nature. And I'm telling you, that has really been a confusion spell. It has been a confusion spell to not let the men stand up and be men and say, yes, we run the society. We have been in charge, not women. You know, when you think about it, men just started getting upset about the feminist movement, right? We heard that break out with Kevin Samuels and all of that. And that was not even a black woman's movement. That was a white tea woman's movement, who she incorporated the black woman to be the face of the movement, right? It's been a confusion spell. It's been a swap, like they like to talk about the destiny swaps. And so I wanted just to come in here and talk to you ladies tonight and ask you, are you in a safe place on social media? Because I asked you this question because of some experiences that I've experienced as of late and before, And I said, you know what? I'm going to start talking to the ladies more and more and more. And this platform is going to be a safe place for women and for men, but especially for women. Okay? Um, there are there are spaces that are occupied where they're male dominated, right? And we have to, as women, we have to stand up for us. Okay? We cannot know of crimes and atrocities that are taking place and hear about them, talk about them, let people gossip about them on a social media platform and feel like it's just like you're watching TV. And it's not. Because people that come on to social media, whether they show their face, whether they have a platform, even if it's a small platform or a large platform, if they're engaging on social media, you're seeing real people. Okay. I'm not talking about the bots, the NPCs. I'm talking about people who are engaging with each other. And you can't treat, and you shouldn't treat social media as if it's a TV show that you're watching. Yes, it's entertaining sometimes. Yes, you turn on social media to just get away from your everyday norm, our everyday problems, our everyday stressors, just to take a break from the reality that you're dealing with. And you plop on or you click on your social media favorite platforms and you're seeing things happening and you're hearing things that are going on. And ladies, when I say, are you in a safe place on social media? Because a lot of social media is male dominated, you see. And with that being said, if it's male dominated, do you know how to read the room? That is my question. Do you know how to read the room to know that you're in a safe place and that if something was to happen to you regarding you, your safety, your livelihood, anything that can affect you personally and the platforms that you frequent, are you in a safe place? We need to really think about these things on social media. We really need to take into consideration that women have been on platforms, have gone through things, and have been pushed aside, and have not really had their voices heard. And I need for women to stand together, not to just watch everything happen, not just to watch it happen and say, oh, well, it's not me. At least I'm still here. Because when you take on that passive type of mindset, then you're feeding the beast. You're feeding the the places that are not safe for women on social media platform, especially if they're male dominated, especially if there's no balance. You understand? Some places that men run their platforms, they are very balanced. Okay. But some places are not. So I asked you to think about, ladies, are you in a safe place on social media? Do you feel that you have to walk on eggshells when you're attending to or in attendance to a platform? Do you feel that you have to say everything or be in agreement with whatever the host is saying? Or do you feel that that platform allows you to be a free thinker, express yourself, allow you to use the hello, welcome in? Yes, I did. You were too busy trying to get back in the fold. Get back in what fold? No, I got shut down. So I don't know what you're talking about. And is this a male? Because I'm not gonna get trolled by a man. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not gonna get trolled by a man, cousin. Okay, no man's gonna come in here and troll me, because if you watched everything that was going on, you knew, and nothing has happened yet. There has not been any conversations like it was said there were going to be. I have reached out to start those conversations, and they have not happened. So please, this is a safe space for women and men. Okay. um, I just feel that women should not have to tiptoe around anyone's space. If we have the freedom, if we so-called have the freedom of speech a little bit, as it's taken away day by day, moment by moment, guideline by guideline, the little bit of freedom that we have, such as freedom of speech, should be granted to one another when we visit each other's platforms. Because when it's not, then you are a dictatorship. You might as well say you are along the lines of Hitler. If I can't express myself, then what is the point of being on someone's platform? Because you turn your platform into nothing but bots coming into your platform, even if they're real people. Because we know that there are computer bots that come into the platforms. We know that there are trolls that may enter your platform. But when you turn your your platform into such a controlled atmosphere, to where you literally take out the freedom of speech, and you take it away from females, and the females that are on these male dominated platforms see that. They see what you've done to other women. They see that it's been multiple women after multiple women. They see that you'll bring a woman's name up and you'll chastise her, shame her on your platform until the woman has to just bow down, and submit into what you say, and say, "Oh, I see what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying." That is not a safe place. That is not a safe place, ladies. You must understand, if you're seeing these type of patterns, it's just not a safe place for you to be. Because if you step out of line, if you crack one eggshell, and if you think that you can use your own mind to, convey a thought, then you might be next on the chopping block. And so I asked you to think about, are you really in a safe place? Or are you becoming turned into a bot? Just something to be in the number, in the count, and just to be tuned in. But really, you have no voice, you have no say, you have no thoughts, you only have agreements. You only have become another yes man or a yes woman. But the platform is really not thriving because there's just bots on the platform, trolls on the platforms, and literally humans being, what was the show? Star Trek. You're Borg now. We are Borg. We will assimilate you. The hosts of those platforms are assimilating real people to coalesce into what they say, what they do. And if they don't, then they're going to be pushed out and lied on, literally lied on. And that has brought me to this conversation with you all tonight, especially for ladies. Are you in a safe place when you visit these platforms on social media? Ask yourself, can I truly speak my mind? Can I have a different thought than the host? Not being ugly, not being disrespectful, just truly a simple thought that is different than the host's thought. Can you express that? Make a checklist. Make a checklist. Don't just watch the controversy. Don't just watch it because it can happen to you at the blink of an eye. At the blink of an eye. I say to to keep your your integrity in check. Don't be assimilated. Don't become a bot and just in an echo chamber of yes men. And all that is what you're really doing now when you have become a bot, when you have become a yes man, when you have no thought in your head, a yes man or yes woman. You literally have become an empty vessel for whomever you're consuming that content. You're letting your spirit, your soul be infiltrated by thoughts that are not yours. That you're just simply pushing your own true thoughts, your own true conversation aside and being filled with the conversations and the ideologies and the thoughts of others that are not your thoughts. That is called brainwashing, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, if you are tuned in, this conversation really is for ladies, though. Are you in a safe place? So I wanted to come to you all really quick and talk to you about this. Let me see. Let me read this comment down here. The women won't listen. They will continue to support these demons and give their money to them. You got to be Deborah. Oh, hold on. I'll put it up here so I can see it later. Let you guys get a chance to read that comment. I'll take it down so I can finish reading it. Welcome in, Carla. Welcome in, Deborah, on these channels. I don't know. That's how you got them to listen. Okay. Um, that is a no. When ladies don't agree, you are blocked. Oh yeah, on men's platforms. That is so true. And that should be, I mean, literally, I might, go into stationery and literally make a checklist that you can get for free. I mean, I might make it into an uh, downloadable checklist for ladies because that's not a safe place, ladies. That's a safe place for men. That's a safe place for men to siphon off your energy. Women, ladies, you must understand that you are a creator. You have the tools, whether you have used them or not, to create human beings in your vessel. So you are a natural born creator. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you had a child or not. You still have the tools. You still have the parts. You were born as a creator. You understand? So when you give all of that away, and even your money's away, and leave yourself a hollowed, empty out vessel that is just a bot, that is not who you were created to be. You were created to shine, ladies. You were created to express yourself. You were created to add into this world, add into all of these different platforms that we have. Not sit there and be afraid to not have community amongst people, because especially on male dominated platforms, because they, and you have seen it time and time again, they will block you, they will chastise you in front of the whole platform. And by you wanting to be a part of community, which is very important, because some people can't, they can't adjust being alone. Some people and like it says in the Bible, it's not good to be alone, right? But some people, that is hard for them. So they that's why social media has become so popular, especially after 9/11. I mean, not 9/11, COVID, right? um when we were forced to kind of go on social media and make friends and make community and chat with each other. But then the 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 popular channels, the channels that had more growth, were a lot of the male dominated channels, and women would be on these channels, and for them to stay a part of the community, stay being able to break away from their daily stresses of their work day, or their whatever they do throughout their day, and to be uh, pretty much somewhat humiliated on platforms. And it's women after women after women after women. Women, it's sometimes it's time to stand up and support women's content. Support places where you can be safe. Where if you want to say what you need to say, you can say it. Everyone is not here to agree with everyone. We are not here to agree. We are here to hear each other's critical thinking, because that's how we grow. That's how we go out. We harvest different vegetables. We might be in Jamaica somewhere, and you might think it's easier to climb the tree and get coconuts down, you know? And some people might think they got a slingshot and can hit coconuts and they fall to the ground. This is just a simple example of using our mind power differently, but coming into community together. And if you simply don't agree, it shouldn't strike your heart that to an offense, to where you dominate and you persecute women. And women take note of this. Ladies, you know that you take note and you're paying attention. So you're walking on eggshells. You want to be your strongest self. You want to act as if you have a voice. And even if you have your own platform, you go onto your own platform, but your platform starts to replicate the men's platforms that you're on. Your titles start to reminisce the same titles as the men, the popular men titles that you're watching, that you're wanting to be still in communication with, in community with. And so it's boring. Social media becomes boring because we can tell who you follow, because everyone, even the men, all of your titles are the same with just maybe a tweak or two. Sexual magic, witchcraft. Okay, I could have swore I seen that title on 4 different channels, like right back to back to back. It's Borg. They are stimulating you. They are not allowing you to speak your own mind and thoughts and come up with your own titles, come up with your own thoughts, not just watch them and know if you speak out of line, if you say, I don't agree with that, that now you're excommunicated. It's becoming boring to sit and watch people's titles. I don't even click on them if the title is the same, because it's just you to me, It's going to be regurgitating what you already heard on the platforms that's much larger than yours, and you're trying to stay in that community. And it's not going to be really a true thought or really a true conversation. And we need to get back to having true thoughts and true conversations and letting women be able to express themselves, right? Um, so, what I want to do, I'm going to play a video really quick, and it's a man, and he's going to talk about safe spaces for women and knowing about safe spaces for women, especially if they're male dominated, because a lot of male dominated spaces that instantly block women, silence women's voices, and the men that are on those are attend those spaces don't speak out for women's voices and continue to help in silencing women's voices. There's a reason for that. There's a reason. A lot of that is it becomes jealousy of other women, ciphering women's energy, women's essence. It There's a lot of things, but I'm going to let him explain that to you, and we're going to jump right into that. Okay, so now just buckle up and hold on tight. Here we go.
Okay. Men who are jealous of women, and that is a thing, that is a real thing, and it happens, and it's scary. Now, first things first, what I want to say to you, jealousy is not always I want what you have. Sometimes jealousy is I think I'm better than you, but somehow you're doing better than me. That's right.
Now with I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. I was trying to turn it up.
Men who are jealous of women, and that is a thing, that is a real thing, and it happens, and it's scary. Now, first things first, what I want to say to you, jealousy is not always I want what you have. Sometimes jealousy is I think I'm better than you, but somehow you're doing better than me. That's right. And what a lot of women don't understand about men have delusions of grandeur. As in, they'll sit in their house and they'll create fake stories that aren't even real. Yeah? And you see, because of that, a man can sit down and say to himself, I am the wickedest, baddest, I got all the money, I'm the richest man, north, west, east, and south of London. Yeah? And even though he has not done nothing in his life to reflect that, he'll believe it. Which brings me on to the second problem. Yeah? And the second problem is a lot of men actually believe they're above women. They believe that women are beneath them. They believe that women are second-class citizens. And you see, because of that, they believe they're here and you're here. So you see, once a man has registered it in his brain when he thinks he's better than you, and it happens amongst men as well, he will do everything in his power to make sure you stay in your place. You're not allowed to be better than him because he's inserted it into his brain that you're beneath him. So any time you try and rise up, he'll be there to slap you down. Yeah? So that you know your place. Okay? Now remember as well, in recent times, I wouldn't even say recent times, but for years now, women have been doing very well, career-wise, with businesses. Women are traveling, women are building themselves, women are killing it. And a lot of men are falling behind. And rather than look in the mirror and say, you know what, I need to pattern up, I need to get better, I need to build, they've come to crush you. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes.
A lot of men are going to sit back and think, why is she making all that money? Why does she have the businesses? Why is she doing better than me? I'm supposed to be doing it. I'm supposed to. And then that's when the jealousy seeps in and the crushing starts, I knew a girl back in the days, and she would say to me, she would tell me about her ex, and she had her own business. She said every month her ex said he wants his car. I said, your ex said what? She said, yeah, he said he wants his car. He said, since I think I'm the breadwinner and I'm the big man, he's going to treat me like I'm a big man. The life of a man is hard, so he's going to make life hard for me. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Those were her exact words, yeah. Secondly, I remember coming back home one day, back in the days, yeah. And you know when you see the man them on the block posted up, so you stop to chit chat for about 5, 10 minutes before you go home. And as I'm coming home, I see them. And one guy on the block started saying, "See my girl? She's just a posh girl, but she's just posh. She don't know what it feels like to get out of the mud. She's got two parents. Both her parents are married. She don't know what it feels like to struggle. That's why I don't spoil it. I don't give her nothing. She don't deserve nothing. Why am I spoiling her for? She already has everything." I said, "Bro, do you hear yourself right now? Do you hear how you sound? Do you get my point? A lot of men have this mentality that you are not allowed to be better than me, especially as a woman. And I will sabotage you, I will destroy you, I will put you down, and I will ruin all your chances of flying, of thriving, so that you don't make me feel bad about myself, yeah? Or you don't make me feel like I actually need to do something with myself." And you guys growing up that were nerds, yeah? Fair enough. And they went on to do very well in life. So big up to them, shout outs to them. You know? And you guys growing up that they weren't nerds. You know, to this day, those guys, when they hear the other guy's name being brought up, who him? Him. He's not on my level. He's nobody. I'll slap him. Who's he? Now, even though years have gone by and the results of his life has shown that you are not better than him, even though you haven't amounted to nothing, in your mind, you still think that this guy should know his place and that you're better than him. Does that make sense? So that is how scary a man's mind is. And a lot of women need to understand as well. Those kind of men seek out women who don't have nobody to stand up for them. You might not have a brother that's a certain way. You might not have a dad or an uncle that's a certain way. And it's like inviting a fox into the chicken coop. They're going to be like, "Oh, there's no resistance. There's no defense here. I can get away with what I want." Listen, the streets of London are dark in this 2025. Men are owing women money.
Wow. Men are owing women money, guys. That's crazy work. Some men think that you that you have no one to stand up for you, and that's crazy work. Um, and some men will lie and say that you were jealous of them when you have a resume to outpace them by far. But they will lie and fabricate these lies of women being jealous of men, and women have resumes that will make people's heads spin, but they will put these dusty busted men and say women were jealous of the dusty busty ones. Are you on a safe platform, ladies? Look, it's so interesting. I want to because what he said, and we'll get back to what he was saying. um when I was on live these past couple of days, and I think the last one was last night, right? And I saw the sexiest thing happen last night on my live. I'm just expressing myself. I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. This dude is lying. I don't want this guy. Blase, 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 right? And I'm just going in, and I'm like, this Dusty is trying to he is literally trying to destiny swap with me of what I've accomplished, and he's just now crawling out of the trenches of his own doing and of his own demise and lying and saying that the women have affected his life without taking responsibility, right? So I'm just going in, I'm getting hit, bombarded, boom, 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 and I'm letting the comments come, because as long as they weren't just downright disrespectful, I let them post, right? And then I get a text. Shout out to Mario. Mhm. Shout out to Mario if you're looking, if you're listening, if you tapped in tonight, you know. Shout out to Mario. So I'm going in, right? Y'all get those thumbs up for me, will you? I'm going in, just speaking, telling the truth, telling the truth. But there are men that will lie for incels. There are men that will literally say a woman who can prove her entire life that she has put forth in this realm is legit, not by just saying, "Did you hear a conversation I had?" Yeah, they heard a conversation. No, I literally can prove it by paperwork, by testimonials, and so, but they're trying to destiny swap. They're trying to lie. They're trying to say, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of a Dusty, and all of this, right? So, so as I'm going through this, I see not in the chat, not online, but he's watching me. Somebody I have interviewed, a singer that I've known for several years now. I interviewed him when I had my play when I was doing a lot of stuff on Facebook. So I'm just going in and I get a text come down, right? And it says, "Do you need backup?" Oh, snap. I see a text drop down and it simply says, "Do you need backup?" That's what I try to tell these dusties. That's what men do, but they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? These dusties that try to stalk you, try to tap into your phone, try to watch your every move, and try to think that they know your life. They don't. They don't know who you know. They don't know who's watching you. They don't know none of that. Man, I got to tell you, it's 2025, and I haven't seen anything that tops that. That was hot. Yeah, Mario. Let's give Mario a hand clap for that. That's right, and he was pulling up too. Yeah, there you go, Mario. There you go. Simple, simple to the point. Do you need backup? Like I will come shut these Negroes down right now. Do you want me to come on your platform? And I try to shut down and go to my other platform, but the devil's a liar. I couldn't get on quite as fast or whatever. And so I didn't know if Mario had went to sleep. This is a quick story time. Mario, hope you don't mind me telling this story time. And this was last night. And then he sent me pictures, right? And I said, "Can I use your pictures to show him?" Because this one Dusty, he really thinks that he's my type and that I have been pursuing him, that I wanted him. I've only um, wanted good for him, even when he came after me. Okay, I held no grudges towards him, right? And so I get the pictures. Mario sends the pictures and whatnot, and I'm trying to go to my other to this platform that I'm on Restream, which is garbage, but it was better than I was on Facebook Live last night. So not Facebook, YouTube. So I couldn't pull up the. That's right, a real protector. That's right. I mean, just it was just a simple, text. Do you need backup? And I started laughing. That made me. It literally made me smile. Okay, and I was gonna bring him on so he can be on the stream with me, but I couldn't get on the stream fast enough. So I thought he went to sleep or whatever, whatever. And so I ended the stream, and you know, I had was on, and I kept saying to the Dusty that kept saying that I want him, and I said, "You don't know the men that I even like or would even um, this Dusty could not compare to the men that I have met along my way and would even consider talking to, going out with, going to lunch with. This Dusty, the other Dusty, I'm talking about the Dusty, not Mario. Okay. Mario has been in the background quite a bit. Okay. But y'all didn't know that. And y'all don't know who else be in the background. Y'all don't know who be watching. You men who try to get women to slide in your DM because you got YouTube clout. I don't care about YouTube clout. I've been around real celebrities, okay? I know we know them as demonic, but you YouTubers are demonic now, right? You YouTubers are the new industry, right? So I'm just bringing up that story time about Mario coming in and just simply sending a text to my phone saying, asking me, do I need backup? Because he had been watching the back and forth, right? I hadn't I hadn't texted a man in a minute, in a while. Sweet dreams. I did that for the first time last night because I appreciate this. I wanted him to sleep well last night because that was boss stuff. Okay, and that's how you do it, Dusties. You don't have women chasing you, Dusties. You don't have women trying to hunt you down, Dusties. Okay, you boss up. Okay, you need backup. Holla back. Okay. So are we in a safe place? Women, ladies, are you in a safe place? Let's continue. Let's get it. Hold on, y'all. Oh no, it's froze on me. Let me see.
Or an uncle that's a
Here we go.
and it's like inviting a fox into the chicken coop. They're gonna be like, oh, there's no resistance, there's no defense. I can get away with what I want. Listen, the streets of London are dark in this 2025. Men are owing women money. Do you understand? So women, if you hear a man make any comment about your money, any comment about your belongings, it could be your jewelry, it could be your watch, it could be your business, it could be your job, yeah, run. Do you understand? Do the race like young TK. Run. Do you understand? Because that is scary and the narcissistic predatory abuse will start. Like I said, a lot of those men like to exploit women who are vulnerable, who don't have people to stand up for themselves. They will take money from them, they'll exploit them, they will harm them. Yeah? So like I always say, make civilian life great again. Please be careful and look after yourselves. Check the link in my bio. Okay. Men who are jealous of women, you know, and that is a thing.
We're gonna hear it straight through this time, guys.
Scary. Now, first things first, what I want to say to you, you know, jealousy is not always I want what you have. Sometimes jealousy is I think I'm better than you, but somehow you're doing better than me. That's right. And what a lot of women don't understand about men, you know, men have delusions of grandeur. As in, they'll sit in their house and they'll create fake stories that aren't even real. Yeah? And you see, because of that, a man can sit down and say to himself, yeah, I am the wickedest, baddest, I've got all the money, I'm the richest man, north, west, east, and south of London. Yeah? And even though he has not done nothing to reflect that, he'll believe it. Which brings, yeah. And the second problem is a lot of men actually believe they're above women. They believe that women are beneath them, second class citizens. And see, because of that, they believe they're here and you're here. So you see, once a man has registered it in his brain when he thinks he's better than you, and it happens amongst men, he will do everything in his power to make sure you stay in your place. You're not allowed to be better than him because he's inserted it into his brain that you're beneath him. So any time you try and rise up, he'll be there to slap you down. Yeah? So that you know your place. Okay? Now remember as well, yeah, in recent times, I wouldn't even say recent times, but for years now, women have been doing very well. Career-wise, with businesses, women are building themselves, women are killing it. Yeah? And a lot of men are falling behind. And rather look in the mirror and say, you know what, I need to pattern up, I need to get better, I need to build. They've come to crush you. Does that make sense? A lot of men are going to sit back and think, why is she making all that money? Why does she have the businesses? Why is she doing better than me? I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to. And then that's when the jealousy seeps in and the crushing starts, yeah? And you're a girl back in the days, yeah? And she would say to me, she would tell me about her ex, and she had her own business. She said every month her ex said he wants his cut. I said, your ex said, what? He said, yeah. He said, he wants his car. He said, since I think I'm the breadwinner and I'm the big man, he's going to treat me like I'm a big man. The life of a man is hard, so he's going to make life hard for me. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Those were her exact words, yeah. Secondly, I remember coming back home one day, back in the days, yeah. And you know when you see the man them on the block posted up, so you stop to chit chat for about 5-10 minutes before you go home. And as I'm coming home now, I see them. And one guy on the block started saying, "You see my girl? She's just a posh girl, bro. She's just posh. She don't know what it feels like to get out of the mud. She's got two parents. Both her parents are married. She don't know what it feels like to struggle. That's why I don't spoil her. I don't give her nothing. She don't deserve nothing. Am I spoiling her for? She already has everything." I said, bro, do you hear yourself right now? Do you hear how you sound? Do you get my point? A lot of men have this mentality that you are not allowed to be better than me, especially as a woman. And I will sabotage you, I will destroy you, I will put you down, and I will ruin all your chances of flying, of thriving, so that you don't make me feel bad about myself, yeah? Or you don't make me feel like I actually need to do something with myself. And you guys growing up that were nerds, yeah? Fair enough. And they went on to do very well in life. So big up to them, shout outs to them. You know? And you guys growing up that they weren't nerds. You know, to this day, those guys, when they hear the other guy's name being brought up, who him? Him? He's not on my level, he's nobody, I'll slap him. Who's he? Now, even though years have gone by and the results of his life has shown that you are not better than him, even though you haven't amounted to nothing, in your mind, you still think that this guy should know his place and that you're better than him. Does
That's
that make
right.
sense?
That's crazy. Ladies, are you in a safe place on these internet streets? In the chats that you're in, make sure that you're in a safe place. Because people who have not done better than you in life will flip the script, will lie, and promote lies about you and make a Dusty look as if you're jealous of a Dusty, and you're not. Matter of fact, you've done 10 times around the moon and back in your accomplishments from what this Dusty has done. But they'll say you're jealous of a Dusty. Be in a safe place. Come here. You're here. Here you're safe. And men, you're safe here too. And you can speak your mind. Men and women. Come here. This platform is a safe place. And I want you to continue your cognitive development. And I want to hear your thoughts. And I want to hear your opinion, men and women, because that is how we grow. And that is how we build community together. I'm out, and much love.